All right, let's talk about OpenAI. We're not just looking at growth here, we're talking about an absolute explosion. This company is basically rewriting the rules for how fast a tech giant can be built. So let's get right into it. So I want to start by just asking this. How on earth does any company double its revenue in, just 7 months? I mean, seriously, think about that speed. What kind of engine is driving that kind of growth? It's almost unbelievable. Well, here's your answer. $12 billion. That's OpenAI's current annualized revenue. Just let that number sink in for a second. It's the kind of figure you expect from established giants, not a company moving at this insane velocity. And to really wrap your head around that $12 billion number, you have to break it down. We're talking about $1 billion coming in the door every single month. That's not just a popular product. That is a signal of massive, widespread commercial adoption happening at a pace that is just staggering. Okay, so we know the what, but the next question is obviously how? How are they pulling this off? Well, that brings us to the engine behind all those dollars, and it is a massive one. And that engine is powered by this number right here, 700 million. That's how many weekly active users are on ChatGPT products. It's just an astronomical figure, representing this huge global footprint and really, really deep market penetration. And, that massive user base isn't just one type of customer. Nope. OpenAI is playing both sides of the field, and they're winning. They've got everyday consumers like you and me, and they've got major business clients building this tech into their core operations. Nailing both of those at the same time, that is a huge strategic win. But look, even at $1 billion a month, revenue is only one piece of this puzzle. To really get what's happening with OpenAI, we have to look at where the rest of the money is coming from. We got to talk about the fuel for this rocket ship. Exactly. That earned revenue is absolutely wild, but it's only part of the story. If you have ambitions to literally change the world and out-innovate everybody else, you need another source of capital. You need massive, colossal investment. In this table, wow, it really lays out just how colossal we're talking. So OpenAI is lining up investors right now. You've got the big key shareholders like Sequoia and Tiger Global kicking in hundreds of millions. Another group is finalizing around $7.5 billion, and then you get to SoftBank. Just listen to this. SoftBank's total agreed investment is $32 billion. That's since just late 2024. This is so much more than an investment. It's honestly one of the biggest, boldest bets in corporate history on one single company's vision of the future. So let's recap. They're earning billions. They're raising tens of billions more. So what's the plan? What are they actually going to do with all of this capital? And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, their $8 billion bet on what comes next. This part is super fascinating because you can see their strategy evolving. Earlier this year, OpenAI was planning to spend or burn about $7 billion in 2025. But now, they've upped that to $8 billion. That isn't a sign of panic. That's a sign of pure, calculated ambition. They're hitting the accelerator. And it's so important we understand what cash burn really means here. It's a term that sounds negative, right? Like you're just lighting money on fire. But for a company like OpenAI, it's a strategic weapon. It's how fast they're deliberately pouring money into R&D and growth to make sure they stay light years ahead of anyone else. They're spending that money to build the future faster. So when you put it all together, the billions in cash flow, the tens of billions from investors, and the plan to spend even more just to accelerate everything, it becomes crystal clear. The question isn't, can they afford their ambitions anymore? The real question is, with this unprecedented level of financial power, what kind of future will those ambitions actually build for the rest of us?